Sunday Money. Brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, and also brought to you by Hercules Tires. We are joined here today, a very somber day, with Lauren Fox.
Hello.
And Corey LaJoy.
Hey, guys.
Well, guys, I didn't think I'd come to see it. We have nothing but free time for the next foreseeable
Daryl, that's
weeks.
what you've always had.
You always have free time.
You
Let's
don't
be
work.
honest.
Oh.
You don't work.
Guys, nothing has changed except
except everybody else is just have the same amount of free time.
Welcome to my life, guys. Lauren is taking precautions to keep up with the 6-foot rule. We have put a bag on, which now it's 3 feet, but with a bag it's 6 feet, and Corey is 6 feet away from me.
Right. So the length doubles when you have a hefty bag placed over your head.
Right.
So thanks, Lauren, for being precaution.
Well, I didn't want to get any masks and take them away from the doctors and nurses and healthcare professionals that actually need them.
Yeah.
Listen, we're also joined by a guest in our studio audience today, Ellie. Ellie is here.
We're one of the few shows that still has a studio audience.
Yes, Ellen has gotten rid of hers. Colbert,
Today Show.
Trevor Noah. Everybody's got no audience, but we have a guest. Even Wendy Williams doesn't have an audience now, but we have Ellie.
That's Lauren's sister.
Ellie.
Lauren's sister.
The listeners don't know.
We'll bring
She
her
looks
on
exactly
later. She's a
like
TikTok star.
Follow her on TikTok.
She looks exactly like Lauren.
Well, guys, we're going to get through a lot. Special shout out to Alex Bowman. Thank you for coming in and helping out when Corey was busy.
He did a good job.
He did a good job.
Thanks, Alex. He's probably not going to listen to this. But yeah, thanks for filling in. I thought he did a good job. I was listening to it in the hospital. I actually watched the video. That's the first time I've ever watched a
I'm sorry.
video.
Is it easier to watch or listen to?
If you have nothing going on, it's better to watch. And you can watch this one, I think, everywhere. MRN.com, Facebook, YouTube.
Oh, and now NASCAR's promoting us.
NASCAR's promoting us.
But they keep blocking us.
Why?
Do you keep
I
saying?
think it's just YouTube. I think it's just a.
Excuse me.
I can't even think of what
They,
I'm saying.
whenever
Daryl, do you have the virus?
No, that was a cough.
Well, yeah, you're pointing to your throat. That's where it originates from.
That's a dry. No,
a dry cough.
It is a dry cough. No,
Let me feel your head.
Don't touch
never
them.
mind, not touching you.
They whenever MRN puts it on YouTube, we get shut down by NASCAR Productions. They
Because we
cancel
have.
it. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Because we have
I
music.
don't think
or
anybody's going in there and going no, they're not allowed. I think it's just preset that it sees that there's NASCAR or something associated with it.
And then we
gets
end
shut
up
down.
an hour later on NASCAR's YouTube. But the
Okay.
point is, guys,
I'm sweating under this.
we're gonna
bag.
get Lauren out of
You
her
can get
hazmat
out.
suit. Here we go.
We have Lysol'd this studio up and down.
Oh dear.
I can take my hood off.
So we were saying
We're safe.
there's a
think
lot
that-
of discussion, probably like you guys are having in your life, unless you're an asshole who's going out and going everywhere like Patient 31. You're probably going, should we go there? Should we go see our friends? Should we go do this? Well, we had a conversation. Should we podcast? And we decided that we should because you guys are at home.
You're starving for content.
NASCAR's on hold.
Yeah.
Corey's a new dad, and
Yeah.
we wanted to come in and entertain you. So that's why we're here. We're going to kick things off with a story about the miracle of life. Corey LaJoy, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, guys.
You want to tell us about what it's like to watch a head come out of a
Dude.
wife?
I can't, the words can't even put it into context. Lauren can know because she birthed a child out of her vaginal canal.
Yep. Right out of there.
Daryl,
That's
do you
exactly what it
ever
sounded
plan on having kids?
If the condom breaks, maybe.
Okay.
No,
So-
for me, no. Not right now. I don't even have a job.
And
I don't have a job.
I'll be honest with you. Being that if anybody doesn't plan on having kids, they are missing out on one of the most life-changing experiences you could ever have.
You've been a dad for 6 minutes.
That's what the whole
That's
point
the
is.
point,
All right,
Daryl.
tell me.
That's all it takes is
So
6 minutes.
I'll run through the whole story.
Can you go through the part
Yeah.
before you even
Yeah. Because it's pretty wild. So we didn't know if it was a boy or girl. We were wanting it to be a surprise the whole time. We do the whole doctor's ultrasound deal a couple times. We're like, do they want to know? Nope, we don't want to know.
Did you have a couple bet between you and Kelly?
We both went back and forth. I was telling myself it was a girl just to prepare myself, right? I think a boy is like, okay, you can figure out how to deal with a boy, but a girl is like, that's a life changer, right? Because you don't know anything about how to raise a girl.
Yep.
Granted, I've seen my buddy Skip. He had a girl, little Harper, and she wrapped him around her finger, and it changed his life. But deep down I kind of wanted a boy. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So his due date was April 13th. April 13th. Easter weekend. It's a Monday after Easter. And he was rustling and rooting and tooting in mom's belly. And everybody kept asking, when's he coming? I'm like, he's definitely coming early. Now, I didn't know he was going to come 5 weeks early. So we were in spare time, the bowling alley, for Brittany and Joey Logano's baby shower, because she's about a month after Kelly is. We walk in, we talk to Joey's dad, mom. I kind of I hadn't even made it to the bar yet. And we were there 10 minutes. And Kelly's like, I either peed my pants or my water just broke.
What?
And yeah.
At the bowling alley.
At the bowling alley.
Clean
Oh my
up
God.
on lane 7.
And I was like, I'll be at the bar. So you go to the bathroom. Her and Brittany's mom and some other friends went to the bathroom to see what it was. And I went to the bar to grab a beer because I knew if her water broke, it was going to be a long night. Sure enough, she came back in white as this paper. Like she saw a ghost. And I'm like,
see that, podcast listeners?
I was like, oh,
White as that piece of paper.
dude, like she saw a ghost. And I'm sure I was flushed just as fast when I saw her face. Like,
Wait,
oh,
and what time was
shit.
this?
6:15
Okay.
p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday. And I was like, oh, hell. We're like, this is it. So she actually packed her bag, all the stuff the weekend
She already
prior.
had it done. Wow. She's
Just
so
a couple
good.
days.
What
Well,
else she gonna
she
do all
was
day?
like, she had like the mom instincts, right? Like she knew something was coming. She went into ultra nesting mode more so than she already was.
Mm-hmm.
Cleaned the whole house, scrubbing the floors, the tubs, and the whole bit. And she packed her bag. So we drive back to the house. And I'm like, well, everybody tells you to hang out the house a little bit longer because you're, I don't know, dilating or whatever.
How is she feeling on the drive home?
Good,
Still
scared.
good?
Scared, yeah.
Well,
Because she was nervous
early,
because, well, yeah, she's like, this is 5 weeks early. Hopefully little guy's all right, or little person. We don't know what it is yet, boy or girl. And so we go to the house, grab her bag, grab some food, we leave the house. I hadn't eaten dinner yet, so I stopped at Jimmy John's,
Oh my God.
grabbed a sandwich.
Ellie, are you following this story? Okay.
grabbed
Ellie's following her.
a sandwich, and I was eating the sandwich on the way down to the hospital, Presby, and continued to drip like mustard and mayo down my shirt while we were driving down there. So we get there, get to the triage, right? That's where they check in and set you up and fix you up. And then that was like at 8 or so p.m. And then they're like, okay, now you just wait and walk around. So we walked around for an hour and a half.
Gotta get your steps in.
Get the steps in, kill time. I told her to do some jumping jacks. That seemed to help.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get in a room about 11, and she was
11?
Yeah,
Oh my God, it took you 3 hours?
yeah. It took
Oh my
they
gosh.
didn't have a room ready for a while. But we
Healthcare.
we
This is giving
actually
me anxiety.
we finished the Formula One Drivers 5 season in the triage. We just watched it while she was contracting.
Wow. We had very different labor experiences.
And so then she's hooked up to the deal with the bands with the heart rate monitor for the baby and the contraction monitor. And
What are you doing here? You're just hanging out in the room?
yep,
Mm-hmm.
yep, feeling bad for her because contractions come every 4 or 5 minutes at that point in time.
Is it
And-
like the TV shows where she's like,
well,
give me
all right, so
drugs?
this is the point in time where I can brag on her because she went natural, no epidural, no nothing. It's not like passing a kidney stone. It seemed
Passing a very large kidney stone.
very large football, and she said the contractions were worse than the actual pushing the baby out. Granted, luckily I will never know that pain.
So, because, I don't have a baby. Do they try to talk you into not doing that? Are the
No.
doctors like,
No, they don't talk you into it. They're like, hey, if you want to go natural, but you could always change your mind.
Okay.
Right. So they don't push you to go one way or the other. So we're in there.
But at a certain point, you get too far and you can't. You don't
Yeah.
have the option anymore to
Mhm.
get an epidural.
Mm-hmm.
So, and is she describing stuff or is she just in the zone?
she was sitting on her little ball, like the little birthing ball, because it hurt more laying down than it did when she was sitting on the ball. And then they got to be about every 3 minutes, and like there's a little graph, like an old, like 1995 graph that's like rating the contractions, and you can see it come like an earthquake, like and it's like off the charts. Every single one, I'm like, oh god, that looks like it sucks. And I'm just there, and she's wrenching down in my hand, yelling like she's having a exorcism, you know.
You did this to me.
It was funny because she was like, you know, she was praying like, oh, Lord, please help me get through it, because she was in pain, man. Lord, help me get through it. And then the contraction comes, she's like, God damn it, this hurts so bad. She just went from praying to just cussing, but she legitimately was a champion. So contractions come. She's the nurse. All right, let me check you out. Oh, there's a head. And so she pushed about 6 times, and then out comes
6 times.
Yeah, you glossing over. So where were you standing? I need to know where you are when this is all.
So I was in between her shoulder and her belly button.
Oh, so you're not watching the...
I'm not right down Main Street, but I'm seeing...
Dad stays up at the head.
They don't let you come
I
out.
was a little bit further down than the head, right? Like I could see it.
You peer over.
I can look over, right? Because her legs are pulled up, and she's just like, ah, and you just see it, and it's like...
It's a miracle.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Okay. So now you see the head. I bet you didn't think Sunday Money was going to go all Grey's Anatomy, but here we are.
And this is a great topic, because I want people to know the gift of life. So anyways, so I'm just like, holy crap. Like the whole time I'm like, you are killing it right now. You are just being a trooper, right? I'm like, you are birthing this child with no medication whatsoever. So it went from one nurse helping her out, checking her out. Okay, there's the head. There's like, 10 people in here. There's a section over here, section over here, section over here, and one lady right down like a wide receiver at the jugs machine, ready to catch that sucker. And on the 6th push, comes out. And Kelly saw what it was before I did. I think I just was in awe. I was just like, what is that? And she said, it's a boy. And I'm like, how could you tell so fast? I'm like trying to pick my jaw up off the floor, trying to figure out what happened. And I'm like, okay. Like I didn't have this moment of elation, but like knowing it was a boy rather than a girl, because it was just such an amazing experience. If she'd have said a girl, I'd have been like, okay, like. Now this sucker is alive, and it's in good health. And now you got to figure out how to keep it alive for the next 18 years at least.
So what time was baby born?
2:23.
2:23
a.m.
So all this started from at 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Till
Which
2 o'clock.
which they say that's fast, because
that's very fast.
your first one they say takes a long time, I guess, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it took
like
me 40 hours.
40?
40 hours.
Holy cow!
It's a work week.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
That's
a work
week.
Oh my god!
He put in a week. I have a friend, Corey, that gave birth in her car on the way to the hospital on the side of the
Kelly
interstate.
just about did.
She almost did.
6 hours or however long.
Yeah, it's
Holy
like
crap.
so we checked in. I think we checked in at 8.
Yeah.
And 2:23 it came out.
That's amazing.
So 6.5 hours.
And for those of you that are wondering, where Corey's mind was at during all this, he did send us a text. What time?
On the way down, I texted you guys on the way down to the hospital, like, hey, her water just broke.
I don't think I'm going to make it.
I don't know. Maybe I'll be able to make it. We'll see if I can move some things around. Thanks for Alex for filling in. Yeah.
So I'm on the phone with Alex, and I'm like, I need a favor. He's like, what? And I was like, listen, we have a new sibling.
Yeah. No, he stepped up to the bat and did a good job.
Yeah, but so we didn't know. We didn't know how long. It could have been 40 hours. It could have been 2 podcasts you were out. We don't know how long this was going to take. So I told him that you were going into labor, but we were going to keep it a secret. Because we didn't know.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I look on Instagram and it's all balloons and
there.
confetti and NBC's tweeting it. So congratulations. That was exciting.
So being that he came early, obviously it's a somewhat private matter, but
you want to make sure everything was good.
I mean, he's in good health. Being that he was 5 weeks early, he had to go to the NICU, still in the NICU now. So we've been going to see him twice a day.
Do they hold the baby up by the feet and do the slap, or is that in the movie?
don't
That's
think
in the
they do that.
movie. Yeah, it's in the movie. They pat them pretty hard to try to get the fluid out of their lungs.
Mhm.
So
Because they're waiting for that first cry, right?
yeah, they want to, like, there's a distinct pitch of cry. They want to hear like a dry cry, not like a muffled cry.
Can you imitate it? Perfect.
Instead of like a
Yeah, you don't want to hear like
don't want
it's
gurgle.
not like you're
Yeah.
gargling mouthwash.
Yeah,
in
so
there.
when they're 5 weeks, their lungs aren't fully developed yet, right? Or
Yeah.
they're a kid. There's like everything's almost 85% of the way developed.
Mm.
So that's when you see the babies with like under the little light for the jaundice, right? They call them Billy Rubens.
You got to cook them a little longer.
You got to cook them a little longer and get the red blood cells, the excess of red blood cells out,
Mhm.
and they either UV light or they pee them or poop them out.
So here's what I don't understand. This is, we're not trying to get too graphic, but now we have a mother and a father in here. I heard it's quite a messy scene going on once this
No.
baby's out and there's an umbilical cord
Mm-mm.
and there's that's why the 10 people are there, I thought, to clean up the baby.
No. There's only like really 2 people downstairs.
Yeah. A lot of people, they disperse a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it
Well,
is a messy scene.
Yeah, because 3 people take the baby, check them out on one side.
But isn't there a cord still?
There is.
Yeah,
so I
did
cut
you
the
get
cord.
to cut it?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
does that
nice.
happen first, like right away, so they can take the baby?
It happens probably 3 minutes later. I think.
So did she get to like hold the baby?
Yeah.
They got to hold the
Mhm.
baby.
Wait, so they take the baby over there, but
No,
the cord...
no.
No.
They put them directly on you.
well,
Okay.
his cord wasn't very long, so he only reached to like right here.
Right.
So there's like a certain amount of time, like when it comes out, the umbilical fluid can still obviously go to the baby.
It's the blood. Yeah, the blood
blood
is
and all the
continuing
nutrients?
to pump to the
Okay.
baby.
hmm
So they do that
So
for
they-
a minute.
A minute or so, then they
Mhm.
clamp it, and they're like, "Cut right here." And hand me the scissors. I'm like, what? Snip, snip, and now it's off the leash. And then
Right.
Kelly did skin to skin for I don't know,
Oh,
45 minutes. Then I did a little skin to skin as well, and then they took him and they checked him out. Like, well, they always plan on bringing him to the NICU just because he's that early. They needed
Mhm.
to check him out. So then he was hooked up to the CPAP to open his lungs up,
What-
and
What did you say to your son in your 45 minutes?
I just prayed over him.
You didn't say, listen, Levi, we're a race car family.
No,
You're going to be a damn race car driver.
no, I was trying to talk him out of it. Like, don't you want to drive? You do not want to drive race cars.
Think
little guy.
about tennis.
We were actually in between names too. Lawson was probably our first pick for a while, for weeks.
Lawson.
Lawson.
Yep.
and
Well, I'm
my-
glad you didn't. We already have a baby name. We already have a baby friend named Lawson.
Do you?
Yeah, so it's good. Now we have baby Lawson.
Baby
and
Levi.
Baby Levi.
Yep. So on the way down to the hospital, it's like I don't know. I kind of been having Levi on my mind lately. She's like, we can go with Levi if it's a boy, right? I was like,
what was your girl name?
You can't tell. Then
I don't want to say. If we have
What?
then
another,
they'll have another
Yeah.
one.
What?
yeah. So if we have a girl, I don't want to tell you. But it's been one. I'll tell you off the air.
Okay.
And then we'll tweet it later, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So now you did your skin to skin. They took the baby,
Mhm.
did all the medical stuff, and now it's just you and Kelly in the room. Are you guys?
yeah, we shared some tears. I mean, it's emotional, man. Like it really is. Like, not to get too like
No, because
out
the
there.
rumor is that when you see your child, everything in your life changes.
Yeah, it changed. And it's not a rumor.
Go ahead.
It is 100% factual.
Lauren, you want to weigh in on this? Lauren
Go ahead.
says,
No,
Go
no.
on.
So, I've heard the sayings, right? Just wait till you have yours. You'll do anything for that baby, right? There's no way you could love anything more than that baby. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I love my dog a lot. So, like, maybe if it's comparable to that, I got home after that, and I'm like, I don't love that. I don't love Leo near as I told him. I'm like, dog,
get away from me.
I'll
are number
feed you and
2.
stuff, but I just don't. It's different now. And like when that sucker opens his eyes and you look at him, you're like, oh my God. Like it's weird, man. It's weird. Like it's almost like I've probably a really bad analogy, but it's like when you're playing Mario Brothers and you keep,
It's just like that.
well, this is the analogy of life and like the levels of love, right? You love your girlfriend in the 8th grade, right? Then you love your girlfriend that you ultimately want to marry. Then you love your fiance a little more because you know you're committing. Then you love your wife because it's the covenant you make to God, right? But when the kid comes out, there's a level of unconditional love that you have that you've never experienced before. Like that's like the top level of love. You've unlocked it. Like the old coins come ting 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 come popping out. Like you've reached it, and you know, because until you've had a kid, you don't know. You just don't know. You can think that you know, but you don't know. And I really hope that people who, I'm not talking to anybody into having kids or not, but whenever I talk to people, especially now, like nurses, I've asked, you want to have kids? No, I'm like, have a kid. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Now, I might be eating my words here in 6 months when the sucker does nothing but cry, but it's just a level of love you have to, you can't experience anywhere else.
It is. And it's like just pure joy and happiness. Like I took Poppy on a little walk yesterday, and she was just sitting in her stroller, just looking around, like just the happiest little child in the world. It's just the cutest thing.
You just can't.
Sign me up.
You can't recreate it. It's unbelievable.
Daryl, you're quarantined. You don't have anything else to do.
Well,
make a baby.
That's what I was going to ask you, Corey. With the quarantine going on, the social distancing, do you think we're going to see more divorces or more babies being
Wait,
born?
is that how we're ending this?
No.
Maybe
No,
we can
should-
keep going. Yeah. So
What else to say though? Did you cry?
Yeah, I cried
Tell us the points you cried.
right when it came out.
So you start crying.
Tears.
Like after I picked my jaw up before, like oh my God, what just happened? And then
Like
once-
Oscar speech cry, or like you won your first
Just
race
like,
cry.
like just tears rolling down, or like
not like that, not like that. Just like eyes welled up.
Mhm.
You know, like this is a miracle, because I've been saying it's a miracle the whole time, just watching it develop in her womb.
Here's a stupid question, because that's what I'm known for. Can you listen to music? Can you have birthday music on? Like, can you have your song?
Yeah, we actually
Like your driver intro
So-
song?
a birth playlist.
Yeah, Kelly had a birth playlist, and we
I
were
love
actually
it.
listening to it on the way down to the NICU yesterday, and she looked at me like, oh, I had this labeled birth playlist, but it did not go anything like playing.
What song was your baby born to?
We didn't have it playing.
Oh.
Like
But
there-
that's what I mean. Can you? Or
the
not?
the mood in the room
Yeah.
was not Christian music. The mood in the room was like Slipknot, like like that. If I were to put a soundtrack to the mood in the delivery room, it'd be something like Alex Bowman or Daryl Wallace listen to, like yeah, here comes our baby, another contraction. So that it would have not have been the mood for lighthearted
So
Christian music.
you sleep that night there? You stay there?
Yeah, you stay there for about 3 hours. So then I think we checked into a room at about 7:30, 8 o'clock a.m.
You changed rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
do
that's
you
where she
sleep?
stayed. I slept.
Okay.
Kelly
so,
couldn't sleep. Her adrenaline was going, obviously.
Yeah. So you fall asleep.
Mm.
Now you wake up.
Mm.
When you wake up, that's what I'm curious about. Your first thought when you wake up, are you like, oh man, everything's different now?
What? So like, I'm trying to. So that distinct moment for me was I went to the bathroom right when they took the baby out of the room. It was probably like
look down?
3:30, 4 o'clock.
And tell your guy, we did it.
No,
We
I did
did
not.
it,
That's-
buddy.
no.
Nice job.
I'm a dad now. I don't do those immature things. I
that
looked at-
was a penis
No,
joke
like,
for you guys.
we lit like I look in the mirror and it's like, all right, now you have to be a good dad. Like, all joking aside, right?
Mm.
Like, you look in your mirror the day after you get married, like, all right, now you're a husband. You got to be a good husband. Now you got to be a good dad,
Mm-hmm.
and figure it out. And there was that moment, right? And then I'm sure that it's a up and down, sideways type of life that's ahead, but I'm looking forward to it.
I'm so happy for you, man. This is a nice
How's
version.
Kelly?
Yeah. Oh,
Tell us about
Good,
Kelly.
man.
yeah.
she's
What's
good.
her story now?
She's probably back to like
She's living on
running on the treadmill, living her healthy life.
almost. Yeah, she's almost back to running.
Mhm.
If she had a Peloton, she'd probably be on that with like a super padded seat. Right now,
Yeah.
she's a little sore.
You bought a pink Barracuda, but you haven't got your wife a Peloton.
Yeah, come on.
Um,
Well, he's cash strapped now, so he can.
yeah, I'm not getting paid for another 2 months.
Are you
so
really?
Probably not.
Shit.
I don't know how it works. I haven't talked to Archie yet. Because he's got a lot of other stuff
Are
figured
you
out.
still
Right.
wearing your bracelet from the hospital?
Yeah. So
We get it. You had
no,
a baby.
to
we
be
get it. to
go into the NICU, you jackass.
have to have
gotta
it.
have it.
He's at the grocery store trying to buy toilet paper. You don't understand,
There's
man.
a chip in here. Dink. No, so that actually the first time in like 10, 12 years, the nurses said they limited visitation in the NICU to
That's
just
crazy.
parents.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So like it was cool at least the first 2 days or first day maybe. grandparents could see. That was it.
That's good.
Yeah,
that they were able to come.
So mom and dad were able to come see him. I actually got to go in there with my brother as well, so that was cool.
That's awesome.
Uncle Beaver Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we ended up with the name Levi Ronnie. Ronnie was my dad's brother's name who passed away in a car wreck.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of a family name. So yeah, what do you think about the name? Initial thought, be honest.
I thought it was very Corey LaJoy. Like it works for your family.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's a
We
solid
figured
name.
there was probably something to the Ronnie.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But it's like
you have
a
a
good
hip kind of first name, and then a classic second name, and then
And
good,
then the
good
last.
race car driver
it's a
name.
great race car driver
Yeah,
name.
I heard you
Bowman
guys
said
talking
so
about-
too. Yeah.
Yeah. So Levi Jones was. We didn't name him after Levi Jones, but Levi's actually a great guy. He runs USAC. That was the first name that Bowman brought up as well.
But it's unfortunate when parents pick awful names for their kids, and
Like
that's
Poppy. I mean,
Poppy's
how
so
stupid
great.
could you be to
That's
name
so
your child
classic.
that?
That's a
it's
great.
a great name. But
No, and
it fits Poppy. Poppy fits. Like as Poppy keeps getting older, I'm like, she's Poppy.
She's
Like,
Poppy.
did you hear? Did you see what Landon Castle named his little guy?
mm-mm.
Yes.
Aldo Alistair Banjo Castle. It's awesome. They're calling him Banjo.
That's what they're going to call him.
hmm
That's fantastic.
So he was.
Where did that come from? Do you know?
So Aldo is a guy who Landon raced with. He was like the elder statesman when he first came in, I guess. I'm not sure where the Alistair came from. Banjo is just a badass name.
banjo.
Banjo Matthews, right? It's the old crew chief.
Sure.
Okay.
And it's kind of quirky. It's
That
a
fits
Landon.
Landon.
It's a Landon name, right? Because he has Daphne Plum
Mm-hmm.
and Beckham is his other little boy. So yeah, he's got a Beckham.
Landon was on our list of we thought, oh, Landon might be good, but then we're like, oh well, dang, he just had a baby too.
He's had a baby 12 hours before I did. We
Yeah.
actually went to lunch together because his
Aw.
wife delivered a Presby, so we walked down
Aw,
and
that's
had a breakfast sandwich.
cute.
Yeah.
Did he give you any dad advice?
No.
No.
No, I think like the dust was still trying to settle, but
Mhm.
By the way, we don't have a lot of guests on the show, Landon. If you're listening, which you are invited. There's a lot of drivers that we went through that we were like, next. I'm not going to call them out, but we're like, next.
yeah, Landon is on the short list.
Yeah.
Landon's on. And I told Bowman, he was our first call because I was like, I'm comfortable with him and I know he would do it.
Mm.
But yeah, Landon, you were on the list. So had you not had Banjo, Aldous, Atlas,
Stop it.
Alabaster,
It's just Banjo Castle.
that kid.
Just Banjo Castle,
That's
man.
fantastic.
Well, is there anything else you want to add into the dad life? Because we have a lot of other stuff we're going to cover here. But,
yeah, there's a lot.
but
Else going
it's a miracle of
on.
life.
We're very
so
happy for you guys.
Yeah.
we're not in a rush.
Yeah. So I just wanted to celebrate my wife because she's a trooper.
She sure is.
Ellie, do you have any parenting questions? You're a teenager in the room.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any advice?
Anything you want to know
Corey?
about?
Yeah. Any advice?
You're an auntie now.
No.
No. Okay.
No,
She does a
doesn't
good
have
job
it.
though. She's a
It's
great
just-
babysitter. If you
Guys,
need
it's unbelievable. And now I know what people just wait till you have your own. It's different. I'm like, it is a switch that flips, like a weird internal wiring, God wired switch that flips when
or
you
it
have a
doesn't.
kid.
That's what happened to me.
So
I did it. I
and
looked
Andrew.
at this child. I was like, I'm babysitting. This is not my baby. This
It's
is not
weird.
my child.
It's almost like especially when you pair that with a worldwide pandemic that's going on now. It's
Mhm.
almost like a horror movie.
Well, I did want to separate those. So I wanted to ask you about having a child during the pandemic. We can do that after the
Yeah, let's
break.
do that.
yeah, we'll
Right.
take a break.
But did you want to say anything? You said Andrew did not have that experience, right?
Oh, well, Andrew wasn't a crier. I think he was just so horrified by everything that had gone on and that was coming
and he's-
out of me.
And
that
he's
he
been in
was
there for a long work week
for a
too.
long time. Yeah.
40 hours?
Yeah.
I
Oh
picture
my
Andrew like
God.
at the butcher being like, that looks good. Wrap it up. We'll take it.
Uh-huh.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, he was just horrified just after we had a mirror up. So, I mean, he saw way too much. So,
See, I could see,
That was
like I
it.
was low enough where I could see
mhm.
all the stuff. But here's the thing. It's not like it's
you
not
didn't have like a head on view. That's good.
Yeah, but it's not nasty. It's not disgusting.
No.
It's just
Well, some people do poop.
It's
yeah.
some people do.
Some people let it all come
One
out.
of
I'm
those
sure.
people is Lauren Fox.
You shit yourself while you gave birth?
Dude,
A lot of people do.
It's-
I'm not saying
the-
that to make myself feel better,
no, the
but a lot of
majority-
people do.
The majority of
It
people
was like
do.
Jason's Deli soft serve. That's
Hey,
Hey, we're,
gross.
I said that in the middle of labor.
you were
Yeah.
like,
I did. I was
okay.
like, it just keeps coming.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
One
enough.
more,
That's enough.
one more question, though.
Mhm.
This is another stupid question, guys, because I don't know. I don't have a kid. As a woman, do you feel a release when the baby's out and all that has happened? Like, do you feel not empty, but like the baby's gone.
Oh, you
now.
feel lighter for sure.
Yeah, that's what I mean. What
Yeah,
does
you
that
do.
physically feel like now that the baby's out?
Good. It feels good. Not immediately, because then they're down there working on everything. That was what I was like, how am I supposed to enjoy having my baby? I can feel you down there.
Yeah, stitching you up or whatever.
Stitching me up. Because I didn't go as far as Kelly. I tried the epidural, but mine just didn't work. It didn't work very well. But I still think that I might have had like 10% of an epidural. And that was pretty gnarly. So
Kelly was in beast
You
mode,
go,
man.
girl.
She did it.
She's a beast.
Congratulations, Kelly, by the way. Does she listen? She doesn't listen, right?
She'll listen.
yeah, what else does she have to do?
Yeah.
She's going to be sitting there with a baby on her
Yeah.
tit for the
Congrats.
next 3 months.
Congratulations, Kelly LaJoy.
Yeah. Crazy, man. It's crazy stuff.
All right, we'll take a commercial break and we'll be back and we'll talk pandemic.
Clutch Coffee Bar in Mooresville, North Carolina is redefining the drive-thru coffee game in Race City, USA. The Clutch experience is fast, friendly, and delicious. Clutch Coffee Bar offers signature lattes and mochas, custom-flavored infused energy drinks, smoothies, and more. You can also order our signature Clutch coffee beans online and have them shipped directly to you. Go to clutchcoffeebar.com or visit our 2 locations in Mooresville, 356 Williamson Road and 154 West Plaza Drive. Power up today with Clutch Coffee Bar.
Citywide to countryside. Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. Go to HerculesTire.com. There you can find the nearest authorized Hercules retail location to you. Plus, you can use the Tire Tracker to find out which Hercules tire fits your vehicle the best. That's HerculesTire.com. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
And we're back.
Well, guys,
Now we get to the heavy stuff.
we learned a lot.
Yeah.
That was the heavy stuff.
So while this is all going on and you're experiencing the miracle of life, the rest of the world is
in
getting
chaos.
the worst possible news ever that everything is canceled. And I guess it probably did start around the time you were at the hospital.
It started the week before.
Yeah. And
And just
It
just
got
was
serious last
it
week.
got
though.
really serious
Dominoes.
Saturday. Okay, so baby came Wednesday morning. We stayed at the hospital through Thursday. Kelly was going home Friday. I go home to sleep and pack for Thursday night, and I was going to turn around and go down to Atlanta Friday morning. And halfway down there, I was about to Kings Mountain, maybe to Spartanburg, and I got a text, all right, 1-day show tomorrow. Okay. So I kind of like ease the pace up a little bit. I'm like, all right, if the dominoes are falling, it's not going to be long.
Mm-hmm.
And then a little bit past Spartanburg, got the text, race is canceled, which all the truck guys are already down there. A lot of the drivers are already down there because it was only 2 hours before practice started, technically, the original schedule. So I'll whip it around. For me, it's convenient, right? Because I go back to the hospital, hang out with Kelly and the baby and chill.
it's great.
But Kyle Busch and I had a conversation via text back and forth, right? He was kind of mad that NASCAR waited as long as they did because I was on the other side. My opinion at first was I appreciate NASCAR's push to try to race under the circumstances, no fans, limited crew access, limited media access. But the more I think about it, probably not the best call. And I think they probably realize that as well. But hey, you live and learn. Kyle Busch said he had some financial.
Right. He sent a whole.
He has his
sent
truck
trucks
teams down there. Right? He's got 3 teams worth of people down there. Spent the money for hotel rooms, the whole bit. So he lost a lot of money because they're not even racing, and he spent the money to get those guys down there. So I could see his point, and I probably agree with his point. It's irrelevant to me. It's irrelevant what I think. But at first, and still, I applaud NASCAR for trying to get the race in.
Right. It was an ever evolving, like it still is.
We've never, in our lifetime, have never had anything like this. So how can you berate NASCAR for trying to race, come hell or high water, right? That's what we've always done.
Well, we kind of did, though. I don't... in
not to
2009,
compare.
they had H1N1, which was devastating, but I don't remember it being like this.
Because it wasn't as widespread and infectious as this. But even after the World Trade Centers got hit, man, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later,
We're back.
we're at Dover, right? That's just the way NASCAR's always been, and that's it. Actually helps probably people heal a little bit. You get to forget about
some normalcy.
You get to watch some cars go around in a circle.
Yeah,
and that's the way it's always been. So that's kind of the status quo they were going by. But I would imagine they probably got some inside sources from the big house in D.C. Like, hey guys, we're not. You guys aren't racing.
Knock it off. So I was at the airport going through security to go to Grand Prix in Florida. Bag packed. I was like, I don't know if this is a good idea. And there was debate between me and my girlfriend, like, should I even be doing this? Like, is this worth the risk? Because I've been following everything, for a long time. And I was like, well, I'm careful. And if I, like, I don't know. It was hard to tell, right? And then all of a sudden I'm like looking at my phone, canceled, but not the race yet, just my part, canceled. Okay, I'm going to go home. So I go back home and like before the sun sets, this is shut down. NBA shut down.
Yeah.
Everything just kept falling. And then I was like, okay, well, next week's Homestead. Now then that's postponed. I'm like, okay. And then you have a whole weekend. You guys probably did the same thing last weekend. Now we're like, all right, this is weird. We're home, but whatever.
Yeah.
And then now it's Monday. And then it's Tuesday. And then it's like the world's canceled. Everything's canceled.
And I'm the first one to make light of a situation, right? And I'm the first skeptic on everything being fake, right? Those little text messages you get, the majority of them are fake, yes.
Do your fake news voice.
But
you always do your Trump.
I've
fake news. Fake news.
Yeah, don't listen. But I've read about every single article there is to read. I've seen little graphs of the little balls pinging off each other to show how the infection and the virus work. And it's not an exaggeration, right? And I think the sooner everybody cooperates and stops going out to the bars and drinking for St. Patty's Day and just hangs out in the house for a couple of days, watch Netflix and chill with your family, right? I think you could look at it as almost a blessing to kind of hit the pause button on life a little bit and slow down.
Yeah.
Because we're always going, myself included. But we just had a kid, which conveniently timed, I will say selfishly, but as much as I want to race and get paid, that's I would love to do that.
Well,
but we're not allowed to.
NASCAR shut down till May
3rd.
Yeah.
Martinsville.
Yeah, that's crazy. So there's a lot of
crazy
talk
stuff
about what happens, where do the races go, and it's almost interesting that like people on Twitter and stuff are, how are they going to get the races in? That's the last thing on the problem list right now. The problem list is making sure that people are healthy enough to.
That's not be
able to enjoy the race.
The top of the priority list for NASCAR is trying to figure out how to jam 8 more races back into the last.
Right.
Yeah, but on a world scale.
That's not NASCAR's job.
I know. But I don't think they want to make sure that their employees are healthy and happy and can actually run these races too.
No doubt.
You can't run a race without staff, And
I think on the broad level is right. Everybody wants to keep everybody safe. And the thing I keep saying is us three here, and the majority of our listeners
and Ellie
probably don't have to worry about dying, quote unquote, from this virus. But what we do have to worry about is carrying it and infecting the people that we love, whether it's our parents, our grandparents, or other people, because we don't know that we're sick because we're not showing symptoms. That's the crazy part and the scary part of it. So take it serious, because the more people take it serious now, the sooner we can get back to racing later. It goes hand in hand. So take it serious.
That's what I saw something that said, like, this week is the most important week. Like, to just kind of chill out. Don't be going and raging at the bars this weekend.
Yeah.
Take it slow.
Yeah.
But those grocery stores, have you guys gone to the grocery store? It's bananas.
Yeah, we loaded up on some stuff. We're good.
Did you go? Like, so you're walking around the store? How was your experience when we went?
It wasn't pandemonium.
No, because we had gone early, so we already had a lot of food, but we popped in once or twice just to see.
I mean, we were walking through Publix last night getting some stuff, and I sneezed. And you should have saw everybody whip around, look at me and I was like,
I saw a thing on Twitter this morning. It said, I just coughed and 4 people turned around. What the fuck is this? The Voice?
Yeah. So,
there's no toilet paper anywhere.
No, there's not.
My mom went and got some for Kelly. She got a couple because
she needs it.
She needs it, right?
Well, Sunday Money's here to help.
Yeah.
Lauren has some advice for you out there in toilet paper land. If you don't have toilet paper, this is something that I learned from Lauren this week. Go ahead, Lauren.
Well, it really is only going to work for like Kelly. They give you these little spray bottles at the hospital because you can't be getting all up down in there. So that's all you need. I got my spray bottle from whenever I had to, have a baby.
Bidet.
Just
it's like a bidet.
all down there.
Right.
But anybody could probably do that, right?
Yeah, you just got to get a bottle. You could probably order one off Amazon.
You just
Yeah.
All right.
A personal
There's
spray
something.
bottle
For women.
for women.
I heard Publix was
Yeah, you guys
limiting
are good.
canned goods too. Did you see any signs up? They were
Yeah,
like
you could only
limit
get, like,
one.
Whatever, 5
really?
or something of each.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's all. Like, don't hoard when you're going out shopping. Don't hoard because older people are
Yeah.
getting this news late, right? And if there's nothing available for
Or
somebody
they
who
can't
has a
drive
surplus,
themselves to go get something.
right?
Andrew's
So-
mom had to send his grandparents, who are 95 years old,
hmm
in Florida. They couldn't find toilet paper anywhere. She had to ship them toilet paper.
Yeah. So
That's sad.
only get what you need, guys. It's not like don't freak out.
Well, there's nothing left now, so nobody else can get it.
Right, supply chains are going to be down, but like fear is the worst thing that you just take a deep
Be
breath.
alert, not anxious. I
Yeah.
think that's what Dr. Oz says, or somebody like that.
That's nice.
Hmm.
Yeah, just don't freak out. Just hang out of the house.
But what a surreal experience for you to be having a child in the middle of a world pandemic. I mean,
Yeah.
that's something that
Yeah, I mean that's something that obviously Kelly's quite worried about.
Hmm.
But hey, we're going to do our best to be conscious of germs and not carrying them around.
You were going to be doing that anyways.
We're going to do that anyways,
Right.
right? And the best spot for that little guy right now is in the NICU,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Around on a bed in a sterile environment with nurses that have 24/7 care for him.
Hmm.
So he's in good shape. He's healthy. He's getting strong.
Hmm.
Sucking on the tit,
Yep.
getting milk, getting strong.
What more could you ask for?
Right.
that's what I want to be doing during the quarantine.
Yeah, we go
Exactly.
down there a couple hours in the morning, a couple hours at night.
Are you social distancing besides your hospital visits?
Yeah, so I'm only really going from my house to the hospital to Dad's shop he has a little gym there, so I'll work out over there. And
How much for a membership at that gym, bro? Mine's closed.
you're
Everything's
not- you're not
closed.
invited.
They
You can come
close
over there, actually.
everything. Every gym's closed.
Yep.
We've been going on these really long walks, which has been nice, but like exercise places, everything's
Yeah,
shut down.
should be, man. It should be.
Well, not
because-
everywhere yet. There's still some restaurants that are
I know.
holding out, and what it's looking like is all the restaurants are allowed to have delivery,
Right.
so
Yeah.
they can still sell food. They can still be delivering.
Thank God. Otherwise, my family will starve.
So
I do not
hibachi
cook.
delivered.
I
So
know.
I actually the one piece of advice I've ever heeded from you, Daryl,
Oh,
is
go.
that you said you made chili. And I'm
Yep.
like, damn, that's a good idea. So I went to the store and got stuff to make chili. So I made chili on, I don't know, a couple nights ago.
Yeah, and then you
Saturday
can freeze your portions if you
Yeah.
need them for later.
Mhm.
I mean, who knows how long this will go on? But you've read as much as I probably have, Corey. The smartest people in the world are on it. They're working on it. They're trying everything.
They're
going to
get him. And when we come out of the back end of this, we're going to be better because now everybody knows we're going to have to invest a lot of money to prevent this in the future, right? So we're going to get out of the backside of it, and we're going to recover, and we're not going to lose very many more lives, hopefully not. And if everybody just pulls the rope the same direction and uses your head, and don't go to the bars and don't go drinking and don't be breathing on people and wash your hands,
You listening, Ellie? No breathing and
Then-
going to bars.
we're
Okay.
gonna
How old is she?
15.
Oh, you're fine.
yeah the world is going to be smarter to figure out how to deal with the virus
And
like
hopefully everybody quits being so nasty moving forward and washes their hands like we got the coronavirus all the time.
this, right? Because it's
Okay.
still going to be there,
That's right.
right? And germs are still going to be there. And I do think on a lower level, it's going to allow us as drivers and people in the sport to appreciate the sport. That you can't take it for granted.
Yep.
Because just look how quickly it can be taken away like that. Your paychecks. And there's lots of people that are going to be suffering from this, not just the
Yes.
drivers, not just there's lots of teams going to be shutting down for a month and a half.
I'm going to have to move into one of your houses because I'm going to end up homeless. I
There's-
don't have any jobs. All my
there's-
jobs are live events.
Yeah, there's lots of people that are relying on society getting back going. So, and I'm one of them, right? So hopefully
Yeah.
we will get back going soon. We need everybody's cooperation. And when we get back going, hey, be a little more appreciative of the things that you have, right? Because it can always be taken away very quickly. And I'm going to certainly appreciate the opportunity to drive around in circles and get paid for it more so now when we do go back. And I'm going to appreciate the fans and the interactions I have with them. Lots of good things can come out of this when we get by it.
Like maybe Samantha Bush will learn how to load a dishwasher during this pandemic. Did you see this tweet of her loading the dishwasher?
Yes.
Should just throw in the dishes and the pans in there. I have a lot of people are on Twitter right now, and it was interesting. We're just teasing Samantha, but as a race car driver, your life is very fast paced. You're traveling. You have a schedule. You know what you're going to be doing for the next 365 days normally. Right now, for the first time in most of these drivers' lives, they're at home with their children and their spouses and significant other for the first time ever.
Right.
Corey and Lauren, what is that going to do to some of these NASCAR marriages?
They're gonna be all right.
They'll be all right.
Corey, some of these drivers have not spent more than 6 hours straight with their wives.
Some of them
ever.
choose. Some of them choose to not do that, right?
And but now you have to stay home. You can't be flying around.
It'll be all right.
Yeah, you think it'll be okay?
Maybe not, but hey, I'm good with mine.
Yeah. What are you guys doing besides texting right now?
Well, I just got
answering an email.
I just saw a tweet from Jeff Gluck that says NASCAR just issued an update to the rule book that includes a ban on all testing, from wind tunnel to driver simulations.
Wow.
Due to unprecedented events, all testing not directly related to the next-gen car is banned until further notice. This includes, but not limited to, wind tunnels, full and scale models, climatic tunnels, 7/8 posters, K&C rigs, static and dynamic, and driver simulators.
So they're saying, knock it off. Stay home.
I guess so. I guess their thinking is it will allow during this off time for the bigger teams to gap themselves over some people who don't have the access, which doesn't really change me because they don't schedule me for the Ford Sim. I've only been on it one time. I've been driving for them for a year and a half. So good. Don't let those guys on the simulators and the wind tunnels. Keep them at home. Let's make
NASCAR even again.
Well, it's never going to happen, but at least you can try. Right?
You know
flatten the curve.
Who's not going to be doing simulators? Brett Moffitt breaks both his legs
on a dirt bike.
What is happening, Brett? What are you doing over there?
We're just trying to get some fresh air.
So that's crazy, but he's going to be out the whole time, but also everybody's out the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, good timing. If you're going to break your legs anytime.
You might as well break your legs when you have 8 weeks recovery time and NASCAR's off for 8 weeks. Good job, man.
That's crazy.
I don't know what happened. He was riding dirt bikes. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming it's because he doesn't just ride them through the woods. He goes to tracks and he rips it, right? He jumps does doubles, the whole bit. He's a pretty good dirt bike driver or rider. I'm assuming. Usually the only time you see somebody break both legs is when they come up short on a jump.
Boom.
And you end up in the face.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to assume, but breaking both legs, and it required surgery. It's not like a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
Right.
With that heel on its own, you put a cast on it. Both legs that require surgery, that's a big wreck. So thoughts are with Brett Moffitt. Hopefully you recover quick, buddy. I'm sure that sucks bad. And that's a championship contender in the truck series, so that can change the platform and the blueprint of that when we get back going here at Martinsville anyways.
And now what happens to the $50,000 bounty? We don't know. That's all off the table, so that's done.
Yeah, true. So Kyle's going to have to, because here's the thing too, Kyle only can run 5 races, and if they essentially cancel those other 4 races that he's in, he's going to have to put them in somewhere else. And he already has drivers scheduled for that 51 truck the rest of the year. But back to the NASCAR schedule.
Yeah, we don't know what they're going to do. So as a driver, are you hoping that they just write these races off, or that we race them again?
Way too many sponsors and TV deals in place, and a lot of money involved with canceling races.
Yeah,
legally, that's a lot of money. Let's just say they axed Homestead. We're not going back to Homestead. That's probably a $40 million hit. I don't know. I'm sure the people listening to this, Bob Pockers, Jeff Gluck, know the exact
shout out
monetary value of what it is, but it is in the tens of millions of dollars that facility and all their funds that they get to pay and track upgrades and all that all year long. They can't have that. They have to go there. And the majority of the money comes from the TV network. So there's lots of stuff they're going to have to work through. I guess they had a TV network call last night. I don't know what came out of that. I know they had a NASCAR brass and team owners call yesterday morning and kind of told them this is what we're looking at. Midweek shows, double headers.
But also, you're watching all these companies. All these companies now have to decide, well, you know what? This is really hard for us right now. Maybe we're not going to be spending as much money on some of these sponsorships as we thought. I mean, it's changing everything.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's some act of God clauses in the contracts. If not, there's obviously some companies too, like Schluter, that do it for a hospitality standpoint. They don't do it for brand recognition. They do it just so they can bring some some of their people to the track and have a good time. So if they limit the amount of people able to go to the racetrack, then that might sway their thinking on what they're going to do. But there is there are contracts signed, and there are things that NASCAR has to do for the network. They have to run 36 races.
Yeah.
And I don't think they have the option of canceling any. I think they're going to make it fairly hard on some of the teams, but hey, that's sort of the boat we're in right now. Some of the teams are going to have to be asked to step up, work some long hours. We're going to be going possibly to Bristol or to Darlington on a weekday.
Which will be really interesting to see how attendance works midweek, because they've been talking about that for a while.
It will be a great gauge because we have to do it out of necessity right now.
Right.
To figure out going forward, because the landscape of viewership is so different, whether it be people streaming on their phones or even just attending races. It's going to be interesting to see if we go to a Bristol on a Wednesday night, on what the attendance is going to look like, what the viewership is going to look like, and all that, and the possibility of one-day shows, which we're all capable of doing, that going forward. And I'm all for it. It's gonna be interesting, and it's gonna be fun. So I'm looking forward to it. It's actually, there's lots of doom and gloom right now as we're listening to this and as we're talking about it. But once this all blows over, which it will, there's going to be so much NASCAR and so much sports and so many good things to come out of it, and just a stronger country altogether. Buckle up. It's going to be great.
Yeah. There's going to be some fun races, I think.
You're excited?
At the end of the season. Yeah,
Well,
I am. I mean, it sucks that we're having to do it for the reason that we're having to do it.
My thing, I'm trying to figure out how they schedule races in the playoffs, doubleheaders in the playoffs, right? Because that's
changes the playoffs.
That changes the playoffs.
That's things that everybody's on Twitter mouthing off about. Oh, here's what I think we should do. Those are the things that people need to think about. Like, that's the things that NASCAR is thinking about. That's why it's not going to be a quick decision.
Here's what my recommendation is to the fans.
Oh, what? President Corey. Here we go.
Here's what you guys don't know, myself included.
Right.
Lauren and Daryl. And every single person listening to this has no idea the strings attached on the back end of the schedule. And I don't tend to even want to know, because that's way above my pay grade. So stop hammering NASCAR. They're going to do a good job. They're going to get it figured out. They're going to get 36 races, whether it be some are double points, some are midweek shows, some are one-day shows. They're going to figure it out, because they know all the hoops they have to jump through with the networks, the fans, the tracks, the drivers, the teams, all that. So here's my recommendation. Don't worry about it. Just sit back and let them do their job. And you be a fan.
Play Parcheesi and chill out. Eat some chili.
Don't come from the peanut gallery and go on Twitter and open it up and fire off some dumb recommendation that's never going to happen. So just sit back, spend some time with your family, watch the NASCAR All-In show on the Motor Trend app.
Drive on your simulators.
Drive on your iRacing simulators on iRacing races.
Are you going to pick up the iRacing habit during the social distancing quarantine, Corey?
Yeah.
He has diapers to change.
I got a lot of diapers to change.
He does not have any time.
It's a race car driver. They race. That's what they do.
Little man's at the NICU, so he's got some people.
Are you going to start?
I've changed a couple
diapers.
diapers.
A few more days.
I've changed 2. 3. Like, it doesn't. I will be honest. I hate the smell of baby shit. I've always hated it.
This is where we should insert the clip of whenever Poppy blew the room up.
Oh,
play the tape.
Barf.
Roll the tape.
I gag. Don't do good with it. It stinks just as bad when it's your own kid. It's just different.
Yep.
It just doesn't affect you as much.
No.
It doesn't. It's for real. It's weird. And everybody, I'm sure, can agree. Because you just go in there and do it. You get the poop on your hands. It's everywhere. It's on its foot. It's on its belly button. It's everywhere.
Sounds horrible.
But
it's going to get way worse. I can't wait.
In a way.
All the way up their back, right?
In a way, it's your poop as well. Right?
Yep.
So you just do it. You just do it. Dad strength.
You're
Hashtag.
optimistic AF right now.
I love it.
I like this version of Corey.
Yeah.
Me too.
Good.
Well, I think we have to take one more break and then maybe.
And we could talk about
We'll wrap it up.
We'll do a couple reviews and then we'll go home and quarantine and see you in May.
Social distance.
No, we're going to be doing this thing the whole time.
Shit.
Sir, are you aware you were going 40 miles an hour? This is a residential area. Sure, but I'm on my lawnmower? Wait, am I getting a ticket?
No, I've just never seen anyone top 9 miles an hour on one of those bad boys. And mow their entire lawn in 30 seconds? What got into you?
Well, it did fuel up at Sunoco this morning.
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. We've been doing it for American racing for over 50 years. Fuel your best.
We're back.
Yeah, here we are.
Well, guys, I sure hope you appreciate it. And there might be some of you out there going, well, why do they get together? This has been good for us. You know, this is literally my only activity besides going for nature walks this week. And I have to say, it's been really good to see you guys, man. It's pretty serious out there. And I'm really happy I got to spend an hour with my friends today.
Yeah.
Air hug.
Air hug. Elbows.
Yeah, boom.
So it is nice that we were able to come together. For those of you curious, there's literally 2 other humans in the building right now. I mean, this place is ghost yard.
Yeah.
So we're doing our best. Corey.
Yeah, I mean, we're fairly social distancing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish Lauren still had her bag on, but it's cool.
Yeah, it's fine. It was just getting really hot in there.
So let's see. There's some Twitter questions, and then we have some reviews. What did you find? Do you have some Twitter questions?
Yeah, hang on a second.
Corey asked if anybody, he told everybody that we were going to record an episode.
Yeah, we're podding.
Oh, did
If
you?
anybody had any questions.
If I got any service in here, I'd be able to.
Here.
So here's a question. So from Kyle Young, if NASCAR didn't exist, which racing series or forms of racing would you choose to make a career in, and why? If NASCAR didn't exist, I probably wouldn't end up being a race car driver because my dad wouldn't have done it. So that's kind of a loaded question. But I've always been infatuated by World Rallycross, like through the woods, driving the four-wheel drive cars, like Sebastian Loeb's the guy's name, who's like Dale Earnhardt of World Rallycross.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys are animals. If you ever watch any in-car cameras of those guys and they're zipping through trees at 150 miles an hour, that would be pretty fun. So that would probably be a World Rallycross guy. Problem is, it's not very big in the States. It's big overseas.
Mm-hmm.
Will we see you in any iRacings during the down period? Probably. Here's my thing about iRacings. Great time to bring it up.
Oh boy.
Well, Josh Williams, Ryan Blaney Spotter won that big race at Atlanta. Congratulations. Held off Mr. iRacing himself, Will Byer. I'm not a big iRacer. I don't do it a lot because I like to be active. I don't like video games.
Mm-hmm.
I like to be outside, making mud pies, riding mountain bikes, doing cool stuff. Not saying that iRacing is not cool because it's awesome. If I'm on iRacing, I'm doing like some weird stuff. I'm doing like F1 cars at Bristol, right? Or I'm doing F1 cars at Watkins Glen or Nürburgring. I'm doing something that I normally wouldn't have the opportunity to do in real life. Whether it be sprint cars at Eldora, I do stuff like that. So if you find any weird, funky combinations of cars and tracks put together, I'm probably the host of that. But I also don't really like racing with people. I just like doing it by myself and trying to beat my own lap time. So that's where we're at.
Okay.
Somebody asked, how does Daryl have such magnificent hair?
He works very hard at it.
Jeez.
How long does that take, Daryl?
This was like a minute today. I just put some stuff in it and, just always kind of stands up.
I love it.
I need a haircut, but I'm not going to cut it until America's back to normal. I'm going to grow it out Aquaman
Solidarity.
So I got a little silly season question.
Mm-hmm.
Does Keselowski replace Jimmy in the 48? Then who replaces Brad in that said scenario? Also, Larson to Stewart Haas, you think? I had some conversations in Phoenix.
I was going to say, I heard rumor on the street is that you put in another pitch for yourself with another team owner. Because it turns out Mr. Jeff Gordon has a say.
Well, it's not another team owner.
Well, I mean,
it's one of the same.
He's one of the team owners of that team, right?
I mean, I put the full court press on him. Don't get me wrong.
So that is a true rumor?
That's a trumor.
Trumer. Do you want to tell us about your conversation, your pitch to Mr. Gordon?
I don't.
What?
But we got to spend some time in the barn, quote unquote, his barn he redid at Phoenix. Awesome little spot to hang out, bar in there. They redid it all nice with bushes and barn wood and stuff. So there was we talked for a fairly long time.
And I mean, he has say it of that ride,
and
right?
some of the things he said was they haven't talked to one person about that ride, which I believe him. Because there's lots of stuff. when you add this on, they can fill that seat in one conversation,
right,
if and when they get ready to, right? There's lots of other stuff with the next gen car, partners they have to figure out who's going to go on before they figure out who they're going to vet to put in that car. And also, judging by that, not particularly that conversation, but the big rumor is, right, Keselowski's going in the 48. I don't think so.
I don't either.
That's where I'm putting it at. Judging on who I've heard that from, what kind of temperature they've had on it.
Corey, it's the end of the world. You can leak sources now.
Nope. If it would be very surprising to me.
He doesn't fit over there. Well, he
was over there.
He was over there.
But if I'm Keselowski, why leave the relationship with Ford that you've been cultivating that for what, 10, 12 years now?
Plus, he's had the same sponsor for...
It's had the same sponsor. Well, they backed out.
Yeah.
Miller Lite's only won for one race. But he knows everybody over there.
Sponsors.
He's got a great deal. Team Penske is one of the best, if not the best in the garage, especially next year, because they already have a lot of experience with this sort of car coming in with the rear transaxle and all that stuff in the V8 supercars. And I don't know if anybody's noticed, they won almost every single race last year. So put your money on Team Penske cars next year to be very successful. So if I'm Keselowski,
I'm staying.
But there's lots of other factors that come in. There's financial decisions. There's a little bit of ego, a little bit of greed when it comes to putting your cards on the table. So I'm interested to see. But my opinion, very slim chance Keselowski goes to the 48.
All right.
On the contrary, very large percentage, Kyle Larson goes elsewhere than where he's at.
Okay.
I don't see him going to Hendrick. I just don't think they're going to let him have the flexibility to go race sprint cars and midgets and do all this other stuff he does, which he's never going to stop doing that. That's in his DNA.
Okay.
So he's going to do that. And I don't know if Hendrick is as flexible with that as Stuart Haas would be.
Yep.
And Stuart Haas, right? Tony loves him. He is a dirt guy at heart. He fits the mold. So I could see him going over there.
Any other good Twitter questions that you...
Here, fill some time here. I'll look for some.
Well, how about while we fill time, we talk about the Clutch Performer of the Week. The Clutch Performer of the Week is brought to you by Clutch Coffee Bar in Mooresville, North Carolina. You can order Clutch coffee beans online and have them shipped directly to you. Go to clutchcoffeebar.com. Everybody's going to need some coffee right now. Our Clutch Performer of the Week, well, obviously there's not some racing going on. Lauren, you had a good suggestion. Who should our Clutch Performer of the Week be?
Well, we had an iRace this weekend, but we had a bigger marathon.
Yeah.
I think Miss Kelly LaJoy, I think she's got to be the Clutch Performer of the Week.
I mean, she flawless
performed a baby right out of her.
Great execution.
Yeah. She wins.
No help from the pharmaceuticals. She just went for it. All right. Our Clutch
Superwoman
Performer of the Week is Kelly LaJoy.
You go, girl.
Congratulations, Kelly. Yes, guys, don't forget to go to clutchcoffeebar.com.
Corey went. Look, he's got his coffee.
I got it. So there's a couple more questions. One guy asked if the shops are going to continue to build cars. That's going to be a shop decision. I've heard several teams closing down. Go Fast will be continue to build cars. From everything I've heard, they actually went through a little class on social distancing and sanitizing your hands and
tossing wrenches
from each other, then sanitizing that wrench when you catch it.
Do you think we'll see a smaller team take a big hit and maybe bow out?
No, because the rule with the charter is you have to show up. There might. No, I don't think so. It's gonna be a big hit, no doubt, because the smaller teams from probably 25th and back
are running lean anyway.
Are relying on the purse money each and every week to pay payroll and just for cash flow. So they don't have that right now. So unfortunately, they have to figure out how to do business another way, right?
Yep.
So we're with everybody who's taking an impact. Whether there's so many people
TV
that are taking
people too.
Many people that are going to be in tight financial ways.
Yeah.
So keep digging. We're going to be going back racing soon. And then there was that. There was Roush Yates Engines asked, who is your favorite NASCAR engine supplier for Ford.
Well,
Roush Yates engines. Yes, they have cool swag too. If anybody wants some Roush Yates engine swag, if they can give me an A motor once or twice a year, they'd probably be I would love them even more. That'd be like the next level of love. Right now, I only love them like a fiance. Give me a little more A motors, and I'll love you like a wife. Who's your favorite driver growing up? That's a good question for all three of us. I don't know your
Jimmy Johnson.
He was.
That's what Daryl, or that's what Corey's gonna say.
No.
I love Jeff Gordon.
I didn't have one. I did not watch NASCAR growing up.
Alan Kulwicki.
All right, that's a good one.
Yeah, I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
It's a great one. Alan Quickie was a game changer.
Mm-hmm.
Who did you like, Corey?
So I like Dale Jr.
Oh, duh.
I mean,
Redneck Jesus.
I just did, yeah. Because I mean, technically, I was born in Kannapolis.
Yep.
Dale,
Same
yeah.
place. Dale, yeah.
Dale, yeah.
Dale, yeah.
I mean, I remember when he would be at Talladega, right, and I'd be watching him on TV, just cheering my little head off. Because I was probably, I don't know, 10, 12, like the age where you start like figuring out who's who. So I do love Dale Jr. Did you listen to the Dale Jr. podcast with Ken Schrader?
Oh, yeah, I saw all the Twitter clips.
It's great. Ken Schrader is awesome. And he just is a gift to racing overall.
That was really cute.
Yep. Ken Schrader's a great guy. Had some great stories with Dale Jr. and racing overall. Go listen to the Dale Jr. download with Ken Schrader. What about, we got any reviews?
Oh, yeah, sure. We got tons
of reviews.
Should we start? You want to read any?
Well, first, let's just talk about the audio that everybody's losing their mind over.
Mm-hmm.
We know that it's a problem. It's nothing in-house. It's something that's happening when the podcast is being uploaded to the various streaming sites.
Not by us.
Okay, MRN, this is a top-notch organization here.
I will tell you, on iTunes specifically, I have found that sometimes even when I've downloaded it to my phone, the first play, I'm like, oh, this sounds crazy. I'll have to delete it and then re-download it, maybe like when I'm on Wi-Fi instead of like cellular.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I've re-downloaded it, it plays fine.
Right.
So I don't know if it's...
So bear with us.
Yeah,
We're
guys.
working through it, okay?
Best NASCAR podcast out there by Peyton Manning's Forehead. Thank you, Peyton Manning's Forehead. 5 stars. This is the most genuine NASCAR podcast, way better than Latex Pouch of Whiny Listeners, which, for the record, Poppy has contributed more entertainment in the background than that whole podcast. Well, thank you, Poppy.
Easy.
Thank you.
What do you want?
Easy
I didn't
Forehead.
write it.
Easy Forehead.
Contrary to the rest of the reviews, the show is best with Corey, Lauren, and Daryl.
Agreed.
I'm glad they disagree because it feels authentic. Unlike Dale Jr. Download, where everyone agrees with the driver, I look forward to the podcast most of the 3 NASCAR ones that I listen to. Well, thank you. That's a nice
Thanks.
compliment.
Peyton Manning's Forehead.
I wanted to talk about,
But we have like all these reviews.
yeah, I know.
You want to keep going? Okay.
Have you seen Daniel Suarez's road trip he's taken?
No.
He's literally driving across the country.
By himself?
Him and his
Well, what else does
him
he
and
have
his
to do?
girlfriend
No, just cruising.
In a bug?
no Toyota Tundra.
Oh.
Literally I'm like, okay, they're in Nashville, drove that. The next thing I know, he's at like the New Mexico border at Cadillac Ranch.
That's awesome.
I don't know where he's going. Maybe Tijuana. Some of his people are down there.
He's just having a good time.
They've closed the borders.
Borders closed.
to
Canada closed the
Americans,
border.
but Daniel can get in.
Canada's like,
He was
nah.
on Route 66. I think he just decided to load up and go. That's a great idea.
It is.
So hey, Daniel, be safe out
Daniel, tune into the podcast while you're driving across the country.
there. Yeah.
5
We love you. Big
stars.
fans.
Pure talent. Love the show. A big fan since June when you stole the show from Blaney and Bubba at Michigan, tossing those bombs, Corey. Daryl is a great co-host because no one gets better with a yes person around them. Oh, they like that we disagree.
That's true.
Lauren's laugh is contagious and does a good job holding the show together. Keep digging and wishing for the best of luck for your bright future. People are so nice. I like all these
So
nice
nice.
ones. You want me to keep going?
Thank
There's like so
you.
many.
Thank you.
You want more?
I'm hungry. Can we wrap this up?
Yeah.
All the restaurants are closing down, Daryl. It's true. North
Chick-fil-A?
Carolina is closing any dine-in. You can only get takeout or delivery
Okay.
now. I'm going to starve.
Listen, all these people just keep saying
One
nice
more.
things. One more. Okay. Let me pick a good one. Are we going to give anything away, Corey, during this trying time? You have anything to give away to somebody that writes a nice review?
Yeah. So I have some Stack and Penny stickers.
Oh, great.
So next week, all right, here, we got to figure out some sort of giveaway or something because people like that stuff.
Last one, right?
If you, from today, Tuesday,
Tuesday.
until next week when we do the podcast, if you leave a review with 5 stars, because if you leave a 4-star review, you're not getting a sticker.
Yeah, you're dead to us.
Then then I'll send you.
We'll pick a random.
No, I'll send everybody a sticker.
Everyone.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I think we'll probably do, I don't know, 10, 15. I don't know how many people will write a review.
Okay.
If you send a review, we will figure out how to get.
We'll get you a sticker.
We'll figure out how to get you a sticker.
Well, this is the last review, and this is a really special one from Josh Matador 32. I grew up in Maine, not exactly NASCAR country, rooting for fellow Mainer. Is that right? Mainer. Ricky Craven.
Mainer.
Yeah,
Mainer, Ricky Craven, and also for Big Randy LaJoie as another New Englander to follow. I fell away from the sport after Ricky retired and my life got busy. A dozen or so years later, I decided I'd give NASCAR another go, but I didn't have a driver I gravitated towards. When I found out the Big Rand had a kid in the Cup Series, I was intrigued.
Huh.
What sold me for it was that he drove the number 32 car, the same number Ricky Craven drove so many years ago. I was a big fan. When I discovered the podcast, I was hooked instantly. Corey is the real deal and brings such a fascinating perspective and insight to the life of a NASCAR driver going on his way up. Lauren and Daryl provide great banter and levity, whatever, I don't know.
Levity.
Yeah, sorry, I don't read well.
Levity.
Levity. And bring
Read the dictionary during
levity,
this time, Daryl.
and bring the best out of Corey. This is quickly becoming my favorite podcast, not just in NASCAR, but overall. Keep it up, Corey. You're most definitely my driver now. 5
That's
stars.
what's up.
That's
What was
a
his
good
name?
review.
That was Josh Mador.
Josh Mador. Thanks,
32.
dog.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
So-
I will say.
He gets a
too,
sticker.
I know everybody's sitting around looking for stuff to watch, binge watching shows that you have no stake in. Watch that Motor Trend show.
Yeah.
I'm not like shamelessly plugging it because it was. Did you watch it?
Yeah.
The 5th episode was badass, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Daryl
good.
hasn't watched it, so I'm not even gonna ask him.
Well, he doesn't have anything else to do now, so this is a perfect
No,
time.
dude, you should watch it for real. Like it's actually they did a great job with it. And the
Very
last
good.
episode, they did a good job with the first 4. The 5th one is on another level.
All
It
right.
is badass. So download the Motor Trend app, pay the $2 a month or whatever it is, and you can binge watch them in one day.
Okay.
40 minutes an episode,
Mhm.
and then you can cancel it.
Or don't. There's lots of other good stuff.
There's
on
lots of
there.
other good stuff if you're a car guy, but the Motor Trend app, NASCAR All In, Battle for Daytona. And you already know, spoiler alert, that we technically won the Battle for Daytona, but there was also some chaos involved. So
There was.
watch it. Watch it.
Hey, before we go,
Come on, Ellie.
come on. You got to see Lauren's sister that's been in our audience. This is a spitting image.
Literally.
Look at this.
Child.
Look, there's 2 of them.
Dang.
It's kind of crazy, right?
Pretty crazy.
So you got to think about that, Corey. You might have a sibling coming, for your little one.
Yeah,
It'll be twins.
that's true. Twinning.
Wins.
Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see how this goes next week and where the world's at. And if we can be in here, we will. Thanks for
TikTok dances.
listening. And by the way, presented
Presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Also brought to you by Hercules Tires. And thank you to our beautiful producer, Alexa Henrian.